Oh boy, welcome to one of my favorite videos that I do once a month. It's time for the monthly book haul. If you're new, I make this video every single month where I basically go over every single book I bought in that month, where I got it from, how much I spent, and at the end we add up the grand total of how much I spent on books, as well as break it down per book. And honestly, I am so proud of myself because December not only somehow is the month where I acquired the most books. We have 54 books that have come into my life in the month of December. However, it's also the lowest I have ever spent on books since I started tracking this back in June, I believe was the first month I made this video. And that is definitely because of the holidays. I wanted December to be a book buying ban month for me. I tried not to purchase any books, especially brand new, for myself. And I was doing really well because I only bought one book brand new out of all 54 books. Only one of them came brand new and it wasn't even full price. So I am really proud that I didn't purchase a single book this month at retail brand new price. But we have 5 categories to get into today. We've got local independent bookstores, TikTok, gifted, which is basically PR or from publishers or authors, thrifted, and Christmas gifts. I'm going to leave the playlist with all of my other book related videos down below if you're new, and please follow if you like book content or book hauls like this because I do make them quite often here. I also do a short form version of this over on my TikTok account, and I have a Bookstagram page, so everything can be found down in the description box, including Goodreads, Amazon storefront, and all of that. But like I said, we have a ton of books to get through today, so let's get right on into this haul because it is the biggest book haul that I have done ever, I think, on this channel. And we have some really exciting books here, as you might be able to tell. So let's get right on into this book haul. I don't know if it's out yet, but on the day that I'm filming my 2024 book wrap-up video as well. So be on the lookout for that. It might be up or it's coming out soon. Of all the books that I read this year, I read 66 books in 2024. So we have a lot of books to talk about in that video. But starting with our first category, which is local independent bookstores. I went to one independent bookstore this month and it was on December 1st in San Diego, actually. I was in California for Thanksgiving, but I went to Verbatim Books in San Diego. Loved it. If you're ever in the area, highly recommend. It was so cool and it's awesome to support an independent and local bookstore. So I love going to them when I'm on vacation as well. But I purchased 2 books and a notebook from Verbatim Books. I got this beautiful little light blue pocket notebook. So pretty. I go through these so quickly, so I know I'm going to use it, and this was only $5, so I grabbed this notebook. I usually include bookish items as well in these monthly hauls, and then I got 2 books from Verbatim. I grabbed The Art of Catching Feelings by Alicia Thompson, and then I also grabbed her other novel, Love in the Time of Serial Killers, and this one was $12. It's a used bookstore, and this one was $9. And that's it for local or independent bookstores. So my total for this first category for the month of December comes out to $28.02. The second category this month is actually TikTok Shop. I've never bought a book off, well, I did a blind date with a book order off of TikTok Shop, but I've never purchased a book from like a bookstore on TikTok because the blind date with the book was through like a girl, you know? But if you remember a few weeks ago when everyone was sharing their TikTok link on their Instagram stories because every time you clicked it, they got like 50 cents or $1. Here's the thing. So I did that and I got about $13. The trick is it's credit. It's TikTok Shop credit. So I couldn't cash out. I might as well buy something. So I figured I would buy a book off of TikTok Shop. And the other kicker is it doesn't cover shipping. So I still had to cover shipping, but this book was technically free. And that is The Coworker by Frida McFadden. It is in brand new condition, so I guess it worked off of TikTok Shop. However, because I paid for shipping, my total for this category comes out to $7.07. I also cannot wait to read this book. I'll probably read it in January for sure. My next category is probably one of the, besides one other category this month, this is the second biggest category for the month, and that is gifted. So I've got, you know, PR, publishers, and all of that in here. I was lucky enough to work with bookshop.org on TikTok this month. I did a little holiday campaign with them, and they gave me a $100 gift card to buy some books off of their website. I did back order one, so it's not here, and I'll have that in a different monthly haul. But I did have 5 books from them that I included in the TikTok campaign. So I picked out Make the Season Bright. This was so cute. I actually already read it. I also grabbed Lavish at First Sight. I'm so excited for this next one. I picked out Phantasma. This is another one that I want to read so quick. probably February to be honest, but January if possible. I also picked up Lilith. Let me know if you've read this. I don't really hear people talking about Lilith that much, but it did sound really good and I am really excited for it. And then I'm so excited for this one. I grabbed the Spell Shop. Look at how beautiful the cover and the edges are. Like, I cannot wait. So these were all from bookshop.org. And then funny enough, Goodwill actually sent me a little PR box this month as a holiday gift, which was so sweet. I don't know how I ended up on their PR list, but I'm so grateful. I mean, I know how because I make a ton of Goodwill videos, but I'm very, very thankful for it. They sent me a little holiday box of 6 secondhand books. They sent over Ellen Hilderbrand's The Identicals, Curtis Sittenfield's romantic comedy, which I've been wanting to read for forever. They also picked out Something She's Not Telling Us for me, which sounds really good. And then they sent over 2 of the Sex and the City books as well. And then they also sent over Bad Summer People, which I am very excited to read. This looks amazing. It was just the sweetest little holiday package. They also sent over a little note as well as this magnetic bookmark. So very, very kind of them. Mira Publishing under HarperCollins sent over 2 books for me this month. I got The Family Inside, which recently came out, and this looks so good. It's a thriller, obviously. And then Mirror also sent me an ARC. This book comes out January 14th, so pretty soon, but it's Daughter of Chaos, and this is a debut fantasy or epic novel, and I am so excited for it. It sounds really good. It takes place in ancient Greece. It involves Hercules and battles and monsters, so it will be a little bit out of my comfort zone, but I do want to dip my toes more into fantasy, so this will be so fun. Huge thank you to Mirror Publishing for sending over these 2 books. And then I also got a sweet package from an independent author this month as well. JL Ross sent over 2 of her books this month. She sent me Someone Who Knows and Someone Who Knew, and these look so good. She was also so sweet in her package, and she included a couple of stickers, annotating tabs, a highlighter, and a sweet note. I think it's so important to support independent authors as much as any other book. But a huge thank you to bookshop.org, Goodwill, Mirror Publishing, HarperCollins, and JL Ross for all of the gifted book items. And of course, the total for this category comes out to $0 spent. I was lucky enough to receive 6 books for Christmas this year. 5 of them came from my parents, starting with Mary Jane. I've been wanting to read this book for years. I was sort of expecting to just come across it like thrifting or a little free library or whatever, but I never did, so I asked for it for Christmas. I am so excited to read this. It's one that I've been wanting to read for a while, so let me know if you've read this and what you thought. I mean, I'm gonna read it regardless, but super pumped for this one. I also got Death Valley, which is another book I've been wanting to read for a while. It just sounds so good, maybe a little strange and out there, I'm not sure. Elle magazine has a blurb on the back that says it's one of the best books that they've read in years, so I cannot wait for this one. I also got Dishonestly Yours, and this is one that I've heard mixed things about, but overall I'm very excited to give it a try. For the most part, I feel like I've heard people really like it. Only a few readers that I keep up with said that they DNF'd it. It sounds good. I also received Matthew Perry's memoir, Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing from my parents. Like so many of us, this is one that I've been wanting to read since his passing. I hear it's heartbreaking and very sad. I just noticed that the foreword is by Lisa Kudrow. Yeah, so I'll probably cry, but I've been wanting to read this one. And then this next book I was so excited for. It's one that I sort of last minute asked Santa for because I saw it in Barnes & Noble and I wanted to buy it for myself, but also, you know, the holidays were coming up and I was trying not to buy myself books. So I asked my mom if Santa was done shopping, and luckily Santa pulled through. I got Blue Sisters, but what was really special about this, which is why I wanted to get it so badly in the moment, is because Barnes & Noble had signed copies. So my mom, Santa was able to score a signed copy of Blue Sisters. I am so excited for this. This recently came out and I've only heard amazing things about it, so I'll definitely read this winter and let you know my thoughts. And then for Christmas, my best friend Bennett also got me We Used to Live Here. She recently read this, loved it, read it so quickly, absolutely devoured it. She said it was so good and she really wants me to read it, but I kept saying like, oh, I know I need to buy it, I haven't bought it yet. So she got me a copy. I'm going to read this hopefully in January because I know that people absolutely love it, can't put it down, and that there's also a movie coming out soon. Well, maybe not soon, but it's being turned into a movie as well, so I do really want to read this before the film adaptation comes out. So good. I have literally only heard people say great things about this book, so I cannot wait. And then for Christmas, Bennett also handmade me this bookmark. It has a gold butterfly down here and then roses on this, and it's on a ribbon. It is the cutest thing. It is so sweet. Like, look at that. Isn't that so pretty. I love bookmarks. I love handmade bookmarks. I think it's so precious, so I'm so grateful. And then she even made me this handmade journal for Christmas. It's got paper inside and she made the whole thing. The story behind this goes so far back, but it is just such a sweet gift. And it says best friends forever down here, but I love it so much. It's like the sweetest thing ever. It's very, very kind. Definitely a very, very sweet Christmas gift. But those are all the books I got for Christmas this year. And of course, my total for this category also comes out to $0 spent. At this point in the month, I'm doing fantastic. I only bought 3 books for myself. Total was like 30-something dollars. I got all these brand new books, and I would have done amazing this month if I hadn't gone to Goodwill one night. I went to 3 Goodwills in one night. I was filming a ton of TikTok content for it, and I ended up purchasing 36 books from 3 Goodwill locations in one night, bringing my grand total way higher than it would have been for the month. But honestly, when you break it down per book, it is such a good deal. I did also film a YouTube vlog of this night thrifting for books, so I'm pretty sure I put that vlog out already. If you're into like vlogs of going to Goodwill and thrifting, definitely watch that. And I did a big wrap up of all the books that I purchased in that vlog. So not to be repetitive, we are going to speed round through the 36 books that I got from Goodwill so that we can get to the grand total, because this is the final category for the month. For the thrifted category, we have Holes. This is kind of like a, see how I said I would speed round, and now I'm gonna try to talk about each book. Not gonna do that. Any children's book that you see, they are like trophy books that I got because I loved them as a kid and I want to honor and have a place for them on my shelf. And then if I ever have kids someday, I've got nice copies of books that I loved as a kid. So we've got Holes. I also want to read the Virgin River series, so I found 2 books in the Virgin River series at Goodwill. I hear the books are very different from the show, so I'm intrigued. I saw this really nice copy of Animal Farm by George Orwell, and I haven't read this one yet, so I figured might as well grab it. The Secret Language of Girls. This was such a favorite book as a kid. A Wrinkle in Time. Cosmic Botany. This is a book that combines plants and crystals. So Be It. This really nice copy of The Alchemist. Another Robin Carr book, The Summer That Made Us. The Storied Life of A.J. Fickery. I love this cover so much. Minneapolis Madams. This is about the red light district history in Minneapolis, and I am so intrigued. There's pictures and everything. Cannot wait to learn about that. The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. Can't believe I found that. And I cannot believe I also found Every Summer After. If you watched my monthly book haul last month, I talk about how I found This Summer Will Be Different, which is I think her most recent release out in Big Bear, California. On the trip, I found it for $1, I think, if I remember correctly. And now I finally found this book by her at Goodwill. I wanted to start with this book by her and then read the other ones after. I hear you don't have to do that, but there's something about reading books in like the written order that really sits with me. So literally the day that I was filming that video and I said I just need to find Every Summer After is the day that I went to Goodwill and I found this book. Crazy. I also grabbed It's Not Summer Without You because I love the covers of this series. The Book of Charlie. This book looks, I'm so intrigued. I never hear anyone talking about this book, but it sounds really good. It says it's the wisdom from a 109-year-old man. So it might be giving like Tuesdays with Maury or one of those books where you kind of like fall in love with this grumpy old man and realize that he's lived a wonderful life. I don't know. The Wishing Game by Meg Schaefer. I cannot believe I found this at Goodwill, but I can't wait to read that one. Got Lady in the Lake. I want to watch the show, but I'm really glad that I came across the book first. I'll probably wait until I read the book to try the TV show. I'm surprised I've never seen this one at Goodwill before, but it's Orange is the New Black. I loved this show, so I cannot wait to go back into this world and read the book. I found Lily Collins' memoir. I didn't even know she had a memoir, but I like celebrity memoirs, and they're usually pretty easy to digest, so I'll get through that one. I cannot believe I found Scythe there, but I found Scythe at Goodwill as well, and I have heard amazing things. I also found this completely empty recipe book from 1981. It's just completely blank, and I can't wait to put all my recipes in here. I love this little style too. It's so nostalgic to me. I found this 1994 copy of Little Women from Barnes & Noble. It has the original illustrations. It has illustrations in here and everything, but so cute. I also grabbed this old library book on Greek art. It's got a ton of images in here, and I love art history. I was lucky enough to take a handful of classes in high school and college on art history, so I do really value and care for it. Jamie Lynn Spears' memoir, Things I Should Have Said. I don't know, I was curious. I found this book on Elizabeth Taylor's life, which is stunningly beautiful. I cannot wait to read this. And then New Choices in Natural Healing, because my mom owned this book growing up, so it was kind of nostalgic to see that. And then I also sourced a handful of books for my blind date with a book business. So if you didn't know, I do sell blind dates with a book over on my Etsy shop, and I love choosing books for orders there because it's so personalized, and I obviously really want you to enjoy the book that I choose. And I figured I would be kind of transparent with you and share with you some of the new books hitting the inventory. So if your Goodreads personalization or note with your order matches, and I think it would pair well, here is one or more of the books that I might select for you. I do have like hundreds upstairs in my office. You know, it's nice to have a big inventory. And all of these books are in brand new condition, like no tears, cracks, vents, nothing. The Couple Next Door, Big Magic. I love this book. If you're into manifestation at all and like cultivating the life of your dreams, highly recommend. Where the Crawdads Sing. I loved this book so much. It Ends With Us. 9 Perfect Strangers. I've heard amazing things about that. This is a memoir about a twin that loses her twin, and it's heartbreaking. I have a paperback version of this, but it is just, it's good. I found this really nice hardcover copy of All the Bright Places. The Last Thing He Told Me, and Karen Slaughter's Girl Forgotten, which also looks so good. But those are all of the books that I found thrifting at Goodwill this month, and my total for this category comes out to $63.75. And if you divide that by 36, because I got 36 books thrifting this month, if you break it down per book, this comes out to about $1.77 per book at Goodwill, and that is because 2 out of 3 of the locations that I went to didn't charge me for every single book. I talk about it in the vlog that I made that night, but I did get very lucky, and they definitely let me have a couple of books for free, which was so sweet. So it averages out the 36 books to about $1.77 per book, which is amazing. But now for the grand total of how much I spent for all of these books for the month of December. The number is so surprising. It has never been this low, especially for the amount of books that have come into my life this month, so it's crazy. But like I said, I got 54 books this month, and the total spent comes out to only $98.84, which I am just so blown away by, and I know that it's because of the holidays and all of the PR gifts that I received, so I'm just so grateful for all of that. If you break this down per book, you know, divide it by 54, this averages out to about $1.83 per book, which is also the lowest average per book that has ever happened. Like, sometimes the average per book is like $10. In fact, that was last month. My average per book was $9 spent. The fact that my average per book is only $1 spent is crazy. Definitely a really, really good book month. I cannot wait to put some of these books away into their new homes, get the blind dates with a book inventory put away, and get reading. There's so many good books in here that I just am dying to read so badly. So be on the lookout for an amazing January wrap up of all of the books that I'm about to read. And definitely let me know which books you've read out of all of these, which ones were your favorites, and which ones I should start with, because I am overwhelmed in the best way possible. But I hope everyone had a wonderful holiday season. If you got any new books this holiday season as well in December, I would love to hear them. I love hearing about people's book hauls and what they received. I mean, obviously, because I enjoy making the content, so I of course love to consume this content as well. But yeah, if you like book content, you're definitely in the right place, so subscribe for more. And don't forget to check out my Bookstagram and Book Talk as well, Goodreads, all of that. But I'll see you here real soon with a new video. Bye!